Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your October 2023 tarot reading. I'm Kate Smithcourse. I'm a Reiki master and a tarot intuitive, and these are the collective messages for you. So please take what resonates, my friends, and leave the rest. The first message that we have coming through is called Clover. Release your guilt, and it's number 21. So I love how it looks like they're doing some type of maybe burning release ceremony. There's the fire in the background. But I love all of the little like plants that they're getting there too. So not only is it about releasing, you can do a fire release, but by getting grounded and connecting with nature and asking Mother Nature to take this guilt away from you, even sitting with your back against a tree. You can ask trees for help too, to help release whatever it is that you're ready to let go of at this time. For some of you, maybe it is guilt. And this card says, you've been carrying the burden of guilt on your shoulders for far too long. It's now negatively impacting all facets of your life and making it impossible to function. You've come to a crossroads where you need to choose a direction. Go ahead and make your reparations, or release yourself from the cage you've built around yourself. Hint, sometimes the first road leads back around to the second. So what that's saying is sometimes when you go ahead and make your reparations, it allows you to release yourself from the cage that you've built around yourself. So, maybe you owe somebody an apology, or maybe you have apologized 100 times and you just still don't feel better. And so this is also about, apologizing to yourself for holding on to shit for so long and saying, I've apologized. I've done what I can do on my end. I can't take away past hurt or past actions, but I can move forward. And then this is also, with guilt, there's also a message of forgiveness. So I think that there's a strong message of needing possibly to forgive somebody else or to forgive yourself too. It's like you're ready to just release this. And I hear some of you in your head saying like, I wish that I would have done this thing differently. Or I wish that I would have taken this step in the past. And one thing that Spirit is saying is if there's something that you're regretting not doing, for some of you, it's like it's not too late. And this card that has just come out totally goes with that. This is called Follow Your Dreams. I love how the cat here is looking into the crystal ball. And we have this guy looking out the window, wishing on a shooting star maybe. The mood of all the candles lit, maybe setting intentions. Yes, so this is talking about following your dreams. This card actually holds the number 7 energy, so if you're into numerology, that might be important to you. But this card says, we all have dreams. Little wistful longings and big passionate desires. Whether your dreams are about successful careers or enduring love or just having chocolate cake for dessert, simply thinking about them is unlikely to make them happen. It is okay to daydream about things that don't really matter, marrying a prince or becoming a rock star. But if your dreams are important to you, you are going to have to actively pursue them in order to make them come true. Of course, it can be scary to go after your dreams since you might fail, or they might not live up to your expectations. But if you don't try, you'll never know, will you? Okay, so this message is about taking steps. So maybe in the past you've thought about something that you really wanted, maybe how you want your relationship to look, or the person you want to be with, or your dream job, or going after a certain goal. Maybe it's maybe you haven't done a certain craft or a certain exercise. Maybe you used to like to run a lot in the past and you haven't done it in a long time. There's something about wanting to do something but not following through with it. So this message is about connecting to a goal, connecting to a dream that you have, and then starting to make it happen for yourself. This is something that I have repeated since the new moon in Virgo. What is one thing that you can do every day in your daily routine to get you one step closer to your goal, right? What's one little thing you can do today that can benefit you down the road? And then do it. So that last card was from the Everyday Witch Oracle, and there's actually a tarot deck that goes along with it. So it's called the Everyday Witch Tarot that I'm using now. And so we're going to pull some tarot cards to see what the overall energy is that you need to be aware of. So 10 of Swords. Some of you have reached a point of overwhelm and wanting to give up on something, whether wanting to give up on a goal or wanting to give up on a relationship. It's like some of you are wanting to give up, but you're not allowing yourself to because there's relief coming. So what I'm seeing is like the person that's running away in the background has put that last sword, that 10th sword in her back, but she's still reaching for that broom. It's like there is hope. If you could just reach that broom, everything would be fine. That's kind of what I'm getting from that. Now, quite a few cards have come out here, and I was only pulling 3 for all the other zodiac signs, but I'll just briefly tap on these. We also have the 2 of Wands. So you guys, some of you are planners. You'd like to plan things out, but the 2 of Wands has not yet gotten to the 3 of Wands, right? And the 3 of Wands is really the card about taking the actionable step. The 2 of Wands is about planning. So some of you could be planning to travel, planning one last vacation, something like that. But there's an element of planning here. And I'm hearing planning your move, okay? Planning your move. And I feel like you're going to be really inspired. We have the Ace of Wands. So you could be really inspired to possibly travel. It looks like is that a map? Yeah, there's a map there. And then in this card, he's holding the world in his hand. So some of you are definitely planning to travel, but some of you are feeling creative and inspired. You know, there's 2 Wands cards right there, and that's about passion, creativity, fire energy. So tapping into your fire, that could be a reoccurring theme. And then also potentially love and romance could be coming up for some of you. We have the Knight of Cups. So this could be somebody coming in. This is like your knight in shining armor energy. Somebody coming in to save you, right? And really, you need to be your own knight in shining armor. However, I do feel like there will be somebody, whether it's a friend or a partner, coming in to help you manage some of the overwhelm that you might be feeling. And on top of that, we have the Lovers card, which is about divine connections, soulmates, that type of energy. But it's also a card of choices. And the fact that we have a 2 of Wands over here, so it's a 2 card, number 2, and the Lovers card, both signify to me that there could be an important decision that you need to make. And when I pulled this card in the back here about releasing your guilt, it talked about 2 paths that you can take. You can, either way, you've got to move forward. So that's what I'll say is either way, you've got to move forward, but you have to make a decision. So the Lovers card, important connection or an important choice coming up, especially regarding love, but it could also be regarding any area of your life, really. It's not limiting in that way. So now I'm going to be pulling a card from the Deep, Dark, and Dangerous Oracle. I love this deck. It is shiny metallic red on the side with a snake on the front. And so, I don't know, I just really like it. It's so pretty. Okay, so the first message that we had in this reading was about guilt, and now we have one about grief. So this is Banshee Grief. Okay, let's see what this is all about. Some of you are really holding on to some deep emotions that you haven't let yourself express. And this is number 33. So anybody that likes numerology, some people consider 33 to be a master number, but it does break down to the number 6, which when I think about 6, I think about our personal relationships with people. So this card says, grief is love that has nowhere to go. It is important you take the time to properly grieve a loss, no matter what form that may take. Sorrow and grief are natural parts of your life and can renew you. You should understand that you will die, and you should prepare yourself. Find the joy in life. So some of you are really afraid of death specifically. So I don't know. I think that through my spiritual journey, spiritual awakenings, I've been able to look at death in a whole new way. And when somebody close to me passes, yes, I still feel sadness and I still feel grief, but it's because I'm still here on earth making memories, and their physical body isn't with me making memories too. So it's really a sadness for myself. And at the same time of feeling this grief and the sadness for myself and my loss, I'm feeling excited for them and their spirit because they get to go on this beautiful new journey. And it's just beyond really what any of us can even imagine. But it is a beautiful new beginning, a new experience for them. They're going through this lovely transformation. And so it's just a different way to look at death and dying, is that it's really just another beginning. So I think that that's a message that some of you need to hear. But the duality aspect with this card is grief versus joy, feeling versus unfeeling. So I feel like some of you are in a situation where you're not allowing yourself to fully enjoy the moment, embrace the moment, because you're missing somebody that can't be there to enjoy it with you, whether they're still living or maybe they've passed. I feel like there's a sense of grief that, like it said in the book, it's love that has no place to go, right? Okay, so what's a potential challenge? I know that these messages, some of these messages have been a little bit hard for you, Aquarius. So we're just going to tap into the challenges to see, let's give us a little heads up. What might we be struggling with in the month of October? That way we can have a better outlook on how we can handle these things. So the first one I want to talk about is the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, I need to focus this. This is from the Trick or Treat Tarot deck. I love how she's sitting there eating a cookie. This is totally Taurus vibes, but this could be any earth sign: Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Maybe you have strong earth placement in your chart. So this could represent your energy, but it could also represent somebody else in your life. I almost feel with the Queen of Pentacles, she's very motherly, right? She's a hard worker. She works hard, works full time, takes care of her kids. This could also be single parent energy, so that might represent you. But sometimes she doesn't, I don't know. For some reason, I feel like some of you might not want to socialize in the way that you used to. I think that out of like the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Swords, considering all of those on top of the Queen of Pentacles, I'd say that maybe the Queen of Pentacles is the least social. But anyway, that's just my personal opinion. So you could be a little bit less social, or, this Queen of Pentacles figure, it could be a mother figure challenging you in some capacity. I feel like maybe they want to, I don't know, it's almost like they want to get you grounded, but you're not ready. Interesting. Moving on. We also have the Five of Swords. I feel like you and somebody else have differing viewpoints, and it's really starting to weigh on you. Maybe I don't know, maybe you're in a co-parenting relationship, or maybe you're in a new relationship and like the way that you parent versus the way they parent is different. Like at the end of the day, no matter if it's about children or not, right? At the end of the day, it feels like the energy of this card is you and somebody else have the same end goal in mind, but you have a different path to get there. So it's like you and your friend or your partner or a coworker or a boss or a mom or whoever, you and somebody else, you are both at the same place and you both want to go to the grocery store. And so one of you gets in their car, the other person gets in the other car, or maybe you get in the same car, right? And you start driving one way and the other person's in the other seat bickering, well, why didn't you take this other side street? That's kind of what I'm seeing, is that you both have the same end goal, but you're like arguing about petty shit that doesn't matter. So it's about moving beyond petty shit, because at the end of the day, you and this other person have the same goal. You really do. So it's about how to move beyond that. Okay, and then the last one I want to talk about is the Eight of Wands. Some of you have a lot of stuff coming up. This is stuff happening at a very quick pace, events happening very quickly, more quickly than you had anticipated. And that could potentially be part of why you're feeling that Ten of Swords energy that had come out, like that overwhelm, because maybe you just have too much on your plate right now. So don't be afraid to just choose a night to stay at home, to say, nope, we're not going out. We're not doing these extra things that we had planned. Sorry, it's just not going to work. And, just leaving it at that. All right. So I do feel like there's the potential for a lot to be happening at once. Or also, this could be like getting some type of news, like important news, but also like drama or gossip is part of what I'm hearing too. So don't get caught up in the drama and the gossip. That's a message for some of you. So the last card that I'm going to pull is from the Enchanted Map Oracle, and this is by Colette Baron Reed. And we have the number 28, movement. And I do feel like for some of you, you have not been as physically active as you were in the past, and getting moving again might be really good. Like maybe you still like to go for walks, but you haven't been able to do that because it's been so hot outside, or your schedule's been too busy and whatever. I feel like there's a bunch of excuses. Not saying that they're not valid, but I do feel like there's a bunch of excuses. But now you're heading into a time where you can be more physically active or create more movement for yourself. I'm seeing like some of you, instead of having a regular chair at work, you have one of those like ball chairs. So like you're bouncing or you're like having movement while you're working. I don't know. It's an interesting vision that I just had there. But this card says, you are in a time of positive forward motion. This is the time for positive momentum as you come out of a period of restriction. You're in a stage of new adventure and discovery. You may feel compelled to take a trip, change your hair, or move your home or business. Regardless, you can't remain where you are anymore. You feel compelled to go forward. No matter what your inquiry, you will see your dreams take form and doors previously shut begin to open as if by magic. Movement is also a state of mind. The fog lifts, and you now know the actions you need to take. This isn't the time for fear. Let it go and move forward. I'm loving this message. It's totally going along with what I was talking about the paths leading forward. It's like either way, you have to make a choice. Either way, you have to keep moving forward. So this is really about movement, moving forward, taking the next steps. I love that message of taking a trip or changing your hair. I feel like those are kind of Aquarius energies too. This is about changing the mindset too, right? I love how it mentions fog. The fog is lifting. And actually I went outside this morning to take my kids to school, and it was so foggy out I could barely see. But as the fog lifts, it's going to be a beautiful day. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. So maybe that's a message for me too that I need to be paying attention to since I saw it with my own eyes. All right. I hope y'all have a beautiful month of October. I am so excited. I'm going to be in my new space by the time you're watching this video. So if you are local to the Sayre, Pennsylvania area, my new location will be at 201 South Elmer Avenue in Sayre. So come check it out. I'll have a succulent bar, crystal mining station for kids. I'll be having arts and crafts classes, and it's going to be so much fun. Great time. If you are interested in a personal reading, because in my new location, I will still have my office space so I can have my Reiki healings, my spiritual development coaching, tarot. So anyway, I will still have that space. So if you're interested in a personal service, then you can schedule on crystallizewithkate.com. I do sessions over the phone or virtually at a distance as well. So with that being said, I will have a bunch of stuff linked in the description box. If you haven't already checked that out, go take a peek there. All right, y'all, I will see you in another video.